All right, traders, what are we watching for Friday, August 20th? First, let's start with the SPY. We had the gap down today, but a solid green day. Couple highlights that I want to shine. Wayne made a couple really nice calls today. He called KSS, which is Kohl's department store, right? Called it over 52.50. So here's where it opened. I guess they had earnings, right? They reported earnings. Opens, pops, comes back down. It's just a classic second mouse 250, 250 with the high of day above after earnings. And look what happened. I mean, it was a great call. And he also gave us BT in the afternoon when somebody in the chat room posted that Bitcoin was pretty strong. We start to look at all the Bitcoin plays, which are beaten up anyway. And then you can see the call right here, or the idea 1150, which is right about there. So it's a half number inflection point with the high of day, just, I don't know, 12, 15, 12 cents above. And you get the break, and it went pretty quickly to 1180 something, pulled back, and then went back up through 12. So a couple neat calls by Wayne there. Overall, though, pretty dead as far as finding stuff to trade. I'm not trading that much in August because it's just pretty dead. Anyway, ESGC. I'm going to put this one on watch for tomorrow. It had the big rip yesterday. Today gapped up, sold off, almost took out the highs, then sold off. Then it looked to me, don't quote me on this, but it looked to me like a rehash of the news that popped it yesterday. Came out midday, and so then it popped again, but never did break the highs. But overall, if you look at the 2-day chart, you had a pop, and it's kind of a choppy flag going on. I'm going to watch it, but I'm not in love with it. So there's the daily chart. DLPN, again, I don't have a very big list today, and really struggled to really find anything. DLPN had the pop, and it's really been chopping sideways for like 2 or 3 weeks, but it's pretty close to kind of curling up above most of these recent highs. So I'm going to watch it. I just happened to almost stumble across it because it really wasn't high relative volume or anything. SPRT had the gap up the other day, sold off, and now has like, I don't know, last few days, out of the last 4 days maybe, it's topped out around 880, hasn't gotten through it. I don't know. I'm not in love with this one either. I almost, every once in a while I'll go over a list, and as I'm doing it, I'm looking at them going, yeah, this one doesn't look that good. This one doesn't look that good. But honestly, there's just not that many good setups right now. ALF isn't real pretty either. ALF had a big 2-day run. Then you had a 1-day pullback so far, but maybe about 50% of the 2-day rally on way lower volume. So I am putting ALF on watch. FLGC just got another day where it got decimated. So this thing ran from 3 to over 21, but in 4 sessions now, from over 21 down to under 9. I do think it's worth watching for a bounce tomorrow. FUBO, this one I actually drew a line here. It's kind of interesting. It certainly held this $25 area pretty darn well, right? The last month or so. Then it gapped up on earnings and has sold off ever since, right back down into support. So that one's pretty interesting for a bounce play tomorrow. SONO, kind of the same thing. It gapped up on earnings, now it's sold off back down pretty close to the 20-day. Putting that on bounce watch. This will show you how desperate I am to make a watch list. Look at this thing. I don't even know. Joby Aviation, I don't know anything about this company. Had a big rip back here, and then the bottom fell out again. We're seeing that a lot, right? But even just if you look at the last few days, it's fallen from 1150 down to like 850. Don't quote me on this either, but I keep thinking I heard a news blip like Intel has invested in them. But again, look that up. You know what? I'm even going to pause the video and see if I can verify that. All right, well, the news source I use literally didn't have anything on it. It looks like they make electrical, vertical takeoff and landing aircraft. So something like that company EH does, right? Like big drones that people fly in is what I'm guessing. I guess I could click on the website and do that. But, I'm a day trader. I don't spend a lot of time researching. Oh, yeah. They almost look like... Okay. They're very cool looking. That makes me like this a little more. As a day trader, it shouldn't matter, right? But it is electrical aerial ride sharing. I don't know. Those things look cool. Anyway, I'm going to put that on Bounce Watch. And I don't know if anyone wants to, look it up or not. I'm pretty sure I heard a news blip that said Intel invested in them. So for me, I actually kind of like this one for a potential bounce. VRPX. Just a crazy stock. Had the huge move, then the huge gap up, then the nasty reversal, then the huge gap down, and closed pretty close to where it opened today. So a lot of chaos and who knows if we're going to get any kind of opportunity in tomorrow. But so much chaos that we've got to watch that one. And then lastly, GOVX, kind of mad at myself. I heard the news in after hours, but the news just said something like they released notes or something from a conference, or I don't know. They were talking about the highlights that they talked about in the conference, and it was trading right around $5, and I had to leave. This was in after hours today, and I really thought about taking some and just seeing what happened when I got home, seeing where it was. I didn't do it. Anyway, it ended up closing at 7:02. Went out at its after hours high. So let's go back to the daily. And in after hours, it's closed right about here. So potential gapper tomorrow. And that's it. Not a very big list. Again, don't overtrade and don't oversize in this low volume market, but I'm confident we'll find some good trades tomorrow. And I'm done babbling. See you guys in the chat room in the morning.